Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Offset Haru, and I have lipstick all over my face. Thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and don't forget to leave us a positive comment in the comment section. Also, please stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read and respond to two of my favorite positive comments from previous videos. Now, remember, if you want to get a reading done, email me. And all of my information, my social media information, my PayPal, my Patreon, my Amazon wish list, everything is underneath this video. So, let's talk about empathic drain. Empathic drain is when you are an empath or not, actually. Some people can still experience this, but most of the time it's an empath. When you are an empath and you feel drained by the people that you're around or the situations that you're in. Some of us are empaths. An empath can feel other people's emotions. They can pick up on their emotions. Some of the times they actually absorb and carry other people's emotions, which is what makes it very dangerous. Okay, so when you read websites and books on empaths, it always talks about being able to empathize with another person's feelings. Water signs have a tendency to be naturally empathic, but Aquarius, I've noticed, have a tendency to have all kinds of psychic abilities, and empaths is a strong one. Very intuitive empaths a lot of times. So empathic drain is when you're around people such as your job or your family or your significant other or your children, and you feel exhausted. And lately people have been saying this to me, like you would not believe how many messages I've gotten from people. Oh, let me fix this, guys. It's way up. There you go. You would not believe how many messages I've got from people since the disease that shall not be named, the virus that shall not be named, happened. Since it started 6 months ago. Since that started, you would not believe how many people who are empaths have emailed me, inboxed me, called me, and told me I'm exhausted. I'm tired, I'm cranky, and I've been feeling it myself. I'm tired, I'm cranky, and they're like, I don't usually feel like this. What's going on with me? And every time they say that to me, I'm like, well, is it medical? Because if it's medical, I always try to rule out physical causes first. And if it's not medical, then it must be empathic drain. And empathic drain is when things are going on around you, could be in the world, could be in your house, could be at your office, but things are going on that are causing other people to distress. And you as an empath feel drained because you're constantly taking on their energy or trying to cleanse that energy or push that energy back. You're constantly dealing with this energy is the bottom line. So I explained to the people who said this to me that is what empathic drain is. So if you're suffering from empathic drain, it's not too much you can do about it except cleanse your space. You can use cleansing agents such as Palo Santo. It's a wood that you guys have seen me burn 1,000 times because I use it all the time. Another one is called, what's the other one called? Sage. A lot of people love to use sage. Frankincense and myrrh. There's a lot of different smudging agents. Florida water. Some people use Florida water. So basically it's to spiritually cleanse your space. That's what you need to do. And you need to limit your time around what is causing it. So let's say that your empathic drain is because your husband is depressed. I hear this one a lot with couples. The husband or the wife, the girlfriend or the boyfriend is depressed. And the other person in the partnership is exhausted. you know. They're going through all kinds of like just tiredness, not feeling like themselves, being kind of cloudy, kind of moody, kind of cranky. And they're like, I don't understand, Queen. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm chilling. I'm fine. And I'm like, it's the other person in your bed. The person in your bed is not fine. And you are absorbing that person's energy. So the only thing you can do is encourage that person to handle their business. And we all know that has mixed results. You know, if your husband or wife is depressed and you say, well, why don't you see a therapist, or why don't you talk to me, or something like that, some of the times they might do it and it might help, and some of the times not so much. So I always encourage them to help them get through whatever that something is, if at all possible. But let's say it's outside of your control. It's like at work, or it's the world. The world is on fire. What do you do then? Well, again, you cleanse your space, you rest, you sleep as much as you need to. I sleep as much as I need to. Like I play no games. And then you disconnect as much as possible from the situation. So don't stay up at night talking to your friends on the phone about what's happening at work for 2 or 3 hours. Leave that shit at work. You know, don't take it home with you. Don't sit there watching videos about the illness that shall not be named for hours upon hours. Just watch one video. Okay, you know, if it's something going on like the social unrest, you know, with racism or things like that, don't just sit there and watch video after video or show after show or read paper after paper about it, because you're saturating yourself. And as an empath, that's going to cause drain sometimes, a lot of times. So you have to kind of allow yourself to disconnect from what's draining you, is the bottom line, as often as you possibly can. Because if it's happening at work, it doesn't have to go home. One of my rules when I was working outside of my home was whatever happens at work, I deal with at work. I didn't even take phone calls. I didn't even take phone calls unless I had to, unless it was mandated from my job. I didn't take phone calls from coworkers and supervisors and things like that after hours. You see me 9 to 5. 9 to 5, me and you. Other than that, this is my time. So I had a separation, you know. A lot of people don't separate, and they're constantly saturated with what happened at work and the gossip and who's talking about them and all that kind of stuff. Don't allow yourself to do that, because that's what causes empathic drain. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there for my empaths, because I've gotten this question a lot. And also, people who aren't empathic sometimes feel this too. Sometimes they feel drained in negative situations or things like that. I've seen that with others who aren't necessarily sensitive. Like, they're not usually sensitive to anything or even notice it or even think it's real, but I can tell they're more exhausted than usual. I can tell that their mood is different and something is going on. They might not notice it, but I can see that, you know. Also, you have energy vampires. These are people who purposely drain people of their energy. Basically, they have low energy of their own. They have low vibration. So they come around other people who are happier or have higher vibrations and try to drain that energy for themselves. This is one of the reasons why I operate the way that I do, because the kind of work I do, and therapists go through this a lot too, it's easy for us to come across these vampires who might not even mean it. Some of them are conscious of it and some of them are not. You might meet people, we call them psychic vampires, and you might meet these at work or at school or wherever you are, and some of them don't even mean it. You know, this is not what they don't even know, but they notice something in them needs energy, you know? So that's how they do it. They do it by either bothering you, upsetting you, talking to you, draining you, you know? They always want to talk to you and be around you. And this happens a lot to people, like I said, therapists and people in my profession, because we have a lot of people come to us who are sick. And when they meet us, you know, they're like, ooh, you know, they see all your energy, all your vibration, and they try to get it for themselves. But whoa, boo-boo, I gotta work today. I need that energy. You can have an hour of it, but you can't. Like, I had one client, this client was emailing me multiple times a day And this is when I first started doing what I do. So this client just kept emailing me, asking me little questions about stuff. Well, where can I get clear quartz? And what books do you recommend? And it was constant. It was like as soon as I answered one question, they had another one. And I don't mind helping people. I give plenty of free information. I give free information all day. I found it and I pass it on to other people. But like you gotta think, like, give somebody some respect. Like, you constantly draining a person, constantly trying to get their energy, psychic vampire, constantly. And finally I had to tell her, like, can you just email me once a week with everything that you need, and I can answer that email once a week. And she got mad and stopped talking to me. And I didn't care because she was draining the fuck out of me, and I was glad to see her go. But the point of the matter was that I had to set that boundary because it was exhausting me. And now at this point in my career, I already know this. So as soon as I see it, I stop it immediately. Like, whoa, you know, you becoming a little bit too attached, and you draining me. And I need this because I got other clients to talk to as well. So that's empathic drain. And if you've been feeling that recently, it makes a lot of sense. And that's how you deal with it. Crystals can help too, such as clear quartz. That's a great one. Any crystal that gives you energy. Clear quartz gives energy. Apophyllite. I have some right here. Apophyllite is said to give you lots of positive energy too. Hard to see it. But it's a cluster of apophyllite with a still bite formation, and that's said to give energy. So carnelian is said to give energy. That's why I keep these right by me all the time. So if my energy gets low, I can pick up my carnelian, I can pick up my apophyllite, and try to get that baby right back up. Okay, now let's take a look at our positive comments. Susan Mayer said, hey, this is really nice. I certainly think that emotional intelligence can help with everything. Hashtag Master Communication 2020. I agree, Susan. I agree with you 100%. I'm going to use that hashtag too, because we do need to master communication. Dee Adinka said, I feel this overwhelming rage, anger, and bitterness deep in my soul. Chadwick Boseman's death feels deep for me. Rest in peace, King T'Challa, our hero. Wakanda forever. I'm gonna miss Chadwick. I think he had a lot more to give, but God has wanted him to come home, so I'm never going to forget that, brother. All right, guys, come back soon because I got a lot more to say.